Okay, so the next day is Saturday now. This is day 3. This is her birthday day. So she gets up. Her energy is already like really rocky from last night because you act like you didn't want to be here with me. Make sure you go look at the last video. So I hear her on the phone like, yeah, I'm coming. So she gets up and get dressed and don't say nothing to me. And so she walks out, so I'm just like, okay. So then when I finally get up, somebody had them bought her Starbucks, and I'm guessing it was the guy. I don't know, maybe he had something planned for her birthday. That the Starbucks said happy birthday, and I'm just like, okay. So then she finally leaves, and so in my head, now mind you, that was the day that we had the first excursion that we paid $200 for. We were supposed to take a bus ride, and we were supposed to be on the bus from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. just going around Hawaii, stopping at different places. Like, so in my head, I'm like, oh, well, we're not doing this since going, you got something else planned. So I get up and I start getting ready to go to the beach. I put on my swimsuit. I'm like listening to music. I'm looking my head up. I'm talking about that these can't we me can't yeah, you look good with no makeup. Yeah. And so she walks in, and so by that time, damn near done getting dressed. The only thing I'm doing is like packing the rest of the bag to go to the beach. Mind you, I'm using her beach bag because I didn't bring one. So I was using her beach bag the day before. So I finally packed all my stuff in the bag, and so I'm walking to the elevator. When I get to the elevator, she come running around the corner like, oh, I need my beach bag. So I said, okay, well, I'm finna go buy me a beach bag, and then I'll come back and I'll bring yours back. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I go and I pay for me some surf classes, give me a beach bag. By the time I got back to the room, she was gone. So I called her. I said, hey, where you at? I'll bring you a beach bag. She's like, oh, I don't need it anymore. And I'm like, okay, cool. She said, are you going to the excursion? I was like, oh, well, I didn't think we was going anymore. She was like, yeah, well, the bus is down here. And I said, oh, well, I make other plans, so I'm not going. And she was like, okay. And she kind of sounded real sad. So I kind of, felt bad because I'm like, maybe I misjudged everything. Maybe I misjudged her. Maybe I misjudged the situation. But I didn't already pay for these surf classes. I'd rather go surf than to spend all them hours on the bus with you and your wishy-washy attitude. So I text her and I'm like, yeah, just let me know when you get back. Have fun. Enjoy your birthday. No text back. Cool. Go to the beach. Enjoy my day. I started my day on the beach, y'all. They had a seal on the beach. That vlog is going to come out too, so make sure y'all subscribe to my channel and go ahead and watch them videos. Had a great day. I went to the beach, then I went surfing. I met these 2 ladies. They were really, really, really amazing. I told them what I was going through, and they was like, yeah, you can hang out with us if she continue to act crazy. You don't need to be out here and just like not having a good time. And I was just like, cool, because I had started doing on my own anyway. I was telling them about us was finna get sex trafficking. They was like, yeah, you do not need to be by yourself, girl. Like, you can be with us. I told them, I was going to see if she wanted to do dinner for her birthday because, I don't want to leave her out. It's her birthday. I don't want to like mess up her birthday. So I said I was going to text her and see if she was going to dinner. And they was like, well, if not, you can come dinner with us. So I texted her, I'm like, hey, are you going to do a dinner for you still want to go to dinner for your birthday? She was like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, where do you want to go? She was like, I want to go to Sky Waikiki. And I'm like, okay, cool. I want to go there. And she was like, but it's kind of expensive. I was like, I had looked at the menu. Stuff is just like $20. It's not that bad. It's pretty much like eating out. And she was like, okay, well, we can meet there at 11. I said, okay. So I'm hanging out with the women. So they pretty much was finna go somewhere, and I was just getting done with surfing. So I was like, I'm gonna take a shower and then I'll meet up with y'all. So after I take my shower and get dressed, they were pretty much going to get pedicures and stuff like that, and I didn't need a pedicure. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go try out this restaurant that I, seen on TikTok. And so I went there and got Mai Tais, y'all, getting tipsy. And I finally get back to the hotel at like 7. she didn't text me and tell me that she made it back or nothing, but when I get in the hotel, I can kind of see that she been there and then took a shower and left out again. So I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, we going to dinner for 11, have fun, see you at 11, that's in my head. So y'all, I take a nap because I'm tired. I done had a long day. And so I wake up at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, well, let me start getting dressed. I do my makeup. I get my outfit together. Y'all have not heard from her. So the ladies text me, they're like, hey, are we still going to dinner? I said, I don't know if she's going, but we're going. I'm like, I'm going to meet y'all there. So it's 10:30, haven't heard from her. She's not in the room. 11 o'clock hit. She's not in the room. I ended up being late. I texted them like, yeah, I'm running a little late. They was running late too. So we ended up getting to Sky Waikiki around like 11:30. But mind you, the girl, like, I haven't heard from her. So I texted her, I'm like, hey, are you good? Just trying to make sure you're straight. Make sure ain't nobody kidnap you or none of that shit. So I meet the ladies at Sky Waikiki, and they tell me that we can't even eat. They stopped serving food at like 8, 9, 10 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm hungry. I'm hungry as hell, actually. I haven't eaten. I'm like, at the little restaurant that I went to get the Mai Tai, I just got like an appetizer because I'm like, I'm finna eat again. So we walk around to like find somewhere to get something to eat, and we was like, okay, we're just gonna go back to Sky Waikiki. So then at 12, she texted me, she's like, yeah, I'm straight. So I was like, cool. I didn't text back because I'm like, you ain't at Sky Waikiki, you just was trying to miss my day, whatever. So I'm hanging with the ladies, we get something to eat, and then we go back to Sky Waikiki. We finna go in there because like it turns into like a little club after the serving food time. Y'all, they had got their ticket. Why they told me I couldn't get in because I ain't have a wristband. They wasn't letting nobody else in that doesn't have a wristband. So I'm just like, so they went inside and, you know, stayed in there for like 10 minutes, and I was outside. I had the security guard taking pictures of me. I was just waiting on them. And so it was like 1:30. So we just ended up walking back to the hotel. They dropped me off to my hotel, and that hotel was like around the corner, so they walked to their hotel. Y'all, this is where shit gets real. And I said I wasn't gonna curse, but it gets very real here. So I told y'all how she didn't tell me nothing, didn't call me, didn't text me, didn't show up to the dinner. I get back to the hotel room at 2 o'clock and my key don't work. So in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe it deactivated next to my phone. You know, keys be doing that. So I went to the front desk, which, as I told y'all, it's a 10-minute walk from our room because it's not just like going down the elevator, get off the elevator. It's the front desk. It's a resort. So you got to walk around, 10 minutes. So I walked there. I'm like, hey, my key not working. She made me another one. Go back up there. Done. Key not working again. So I go back down. I said, the key still not working. What's going on? She was like, oh, maybe it's the battery in the door, you know, but if it doesn't work again, use the phone on the hallway and call the front desk, and I'll have security come up there. Get back, then not working again. So I call her to call security. Security gets there. He like, is this your room? And he looking on his iPad, on his little tablet. I'm like, yes, it's my room. Like, first of all, my card on file. It might be in her name because she booked it, but baby, who card they paid for us the deposit and the rest of that $300 is mine. So he tried to use his key. Nah, it don't work. He said, oh, well, maybe she got the deadbolt lock on. So he knocked on the door, y'all. Not even 2 seconds after he knocked on the door, she comes and opened the door. So she opened the door, turned around and walked off, and I instantly just walk in. Now, mind you, I don't even think I even cared about security. I walk in, let the door shut, he can do whatever. I said, why you lock the door? Y'all, this girl ignored me again as if I was not talking to her. I'm like, hello, why did you lock the door? And then she starts saying, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Stop fucking talking to me, stop fucking talking to me, stop fucking talking to me. And I'm just like, what? Like, why did you lock the door? Like, you're acting weird. Like, this is all weird. This girl proceeds to say, shut your therapy going ass up. I'm looking like, that's all you got? Therapy going? Like, for real? For real, Sydney girl? Stay tuned for this next part, because it's about to get real.